It's time for a reality check.
We're here to deconstruct health and fitness trends and provide tangible advice so you can become 1% better with each choice starting today. Welcome back to Reality Check. We are your hosts, Jess and Jill, and today is the day. Today is our 100th episode of Reality Check, which I think is so fun. And I don't love listening to myself talk, if I'm being honest with you, but I know that we have come such a long way from episode 1, and we've been recording for, I guess, almost 2 years now, which is absolutely
That's crazy,
bizarre to think about, because we've been releasing an episode a week since we started, and it's been really fun. So we wanted this episode for the 100th episode, since everybody loves a good unhinged Jessica and Jillian, and since we are both working on some cool things and living a little bit into Lululand, we thought, what better time to discuss all of these things than the 100th episode of Reality Check. So we want to talk about some of the things that we in this industry, we've kind of gotten wrong or changed our minds on. We've done a similar episode on that before, but obviously that's always evolving and changing. And some of our favorite client wins and kind of how we got them to that place in their health and physique and just other shit going on. Everyone loves when I talk about aesthetics. We want to talk about some peptide things, some of those adventures that we've been on, and really just the direction of life moving into 2026 and beyond. And you know what's funny? I love our human design rabbit hole that we've gone down. And it really, I definitely get a little wonky with astrology rabbit holes, but this whole year of the horse thing, I got to tell you, I've really anchored heavily into this energetically.
Oh my gosh.
So energetically, because it was February, I think, when the year of the horse actually began. And I will tell you, the start of 2026 was rough for me. I was so sick January, February, a little bit of March. And I was like, when is this going to turn around? And I got to tell you, this ship is sailing. It has turned around. I feel good. I feel clear. I feel like the people around me are getting healthy and better and all of those things. And I'm like, gosh, we are in full Delulu land right now. So that's kind of where we're at. Well, that's where I'm at personally anyway with
And we've
energy.
talked, I guess, in more recent episodes about some of the shifts within fueled coaching. And obviously you guys have kind of seen that evolution over the last couple of years. But Jill and I have touched on it on this other business that we have started together. And it's kind of taking off. And we've been having a lot of people sign NDAs over the past year. But we are pretty close to done the trademark process and all of that. So we think we can talk about it in a little bit more detail today. So something fun to look forward to. Really within the next 6 to 8 months, we're going to launch, which is nuts. So it's a huge endeavor, but it is really, really cool in terms of just the preventative healthcare space. And as a whole, we think it's going to really change the world and help people a lot. So,
you know, what's so funny is when we met with our developer team, I just want to cry when we're on the phone, because I'm like, this is just so, what a beautiful creation. Right. It's so amazing. And coming into Fueled, it's so funny. Historically, I competed in bodybuilding. Jess and I were both coaching, training in some capacity for the last decade of life.
10, 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And I my mission certainly evolves, right? I initially, back in the beginning, I was macros are so cool. They give people this flexibility and freedom without having to cut foods and try to eat clean and all the history that comes with that. And Jess and I have talked about our journey from our intro into fitness up to now, and how we've evolved so much and landed in the same spot, which I think is pretty typical for decent professionals in our industry to be on the same wavelength as we are now. But it's really interesting because the mission has evolved so much, and that happens through our lived experience, obviously, but also the experiences that we have with clients. And it's so rewarding to really feel like you change somebody's life through their health, because I do think that health is a catapult when it's good changes. into just a better quality of life. And I really think it spills over into every area of your life. And it's funny, I think Fueled is such a beautiful business and creation and mission, and like what a blessing to wake up and do this every day. Like, are you kidding? But I always had this like itch of like, I don't know, I'm just delusional. Like, I'm like, I know that the universe has something else in store for me. Like, there's bigger, there's better, there's more. Like, how do I help more people? And I don't know if I've ever told this story on here, but I was literally, it was like a sunshiny, beautiful day. And like, I feel like the vibe is like the windows are down. It's breezy. It's like one of those first days of spring kind of things where you're like, man, today is going to be a good day. And there's just no rhyme or reason. And I was in the Starbucks drive-thru, and I don't even know what my original like idea or thought was, but I was like, holy shit, this is idea that I have. Like, nothing else like this exists. Never heard of anything like this. And I literally texted Jess. I think I voice memoed you. And I was like, hey, what do you think of this? Like, I feel like we have to do this. And she was like, oh my God, genius. We gotta like brainstorm more.
And I think at the time, like I have a cousin who lost over 100 pounds on her own over the last 10 years through just healthy lifestyle choices, like before GLPs and all that. And at the time, I remember she was going through this battle with her insurance company because they would not pay or contribute at all to a skin removal surgery, even though she did all this healthy lifestyle stuff to lose the weight. But they were like, but if you are having issues from obesity, we'll happily pay for your bypass surgery or for your GLPs or whatever if you were still obese. And she's like, what in the world is going on? We are incentivizing people to stay in this unhealthy place, but we're not incentivizing the people who actually want to become healthier. So, I have in my mind, like, okay, here's a phase 2 and phase 3 and all these spinoffs of this business. But both of us are very aligned in we want to help the system. We want to help the people who need support to find the best providers who actually look at them as a whole person, but also support these daily healthy inputs too. So it's like a twofold thing of we want to help the country become healthier. But also we want to do it in a way where eventually the system wants to jump on board with us and say, hey, actually, we would be better off if insurance companies incentivized people who actually had healthy behaviors and things like that, right? So we're hoping that this is the start of something even bigger where eventually we're helping with corporate healthcare organizations, and we're talking to insurance companies to get on board and all of this stuff. So big dreams, but it's a very cool little starting point in terms of the vision. I don't know how deep you want to get into like phase 1.
Yeah, so it is interesting. I think it's hard to like almost like contain your thoughts and your visions and your hopes in regards to this, because we want to make an impact and we're like, all right, we can do this, but what if we do this? But what if we do this? So obviously it's tough we have to like ground ourselves and be like, all right, here's like phase 1.
Step 1.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really exciting. I've talked to a couple of very few peers because we've kept this like locked, signed, sealed, delivered for over a year at this point.
Yeah.
And we've gone through so many ups and downs already, and so humbling to create and perfect a product that you want to bring into the world versus a service and a skill that I can offer, like Fueled, right? Because that's totally different. That's like within and I can just execute developers. With my brain. Yeah.
We aren't computer developers to create this app to create the function for the business we want. So we have the vision of the business, and now we're trusting people to do the thing that we hope that they're saying they're on the same page, right? Yeah. So we've gone through a development team, and now we have one that we feel super, super aligned with. But yeah, it's been a big risk. It has been a time commitment. It has been a financial risk for both of us. But it is now rolling to the point where we're feeling really, really excited about it. And we want to start getting the word out because eventually we are hoping that you guys, as people who might need healthcare services and want to actually heal versus just treat symptoms, you guys will be able to use this app, and it's free to all users. So at some point we want to really get the word out for people like you guys who are listening to hop onto our app, to tell your friends about it. And then on the other side, we want providers and practitioners to want to be on here, and they would be paying some sort of monthly service fee for it, for them to be matched to the best patients or clients for their specialties. And to be able to, even in phase 2, communicate with each other as providers to support you as one person. So like we almost do this in a miniature way within Fueled. We have this
We've got
team.
our medical partner and our referrals and all of those things.
Each of us has,
we want that on a big scale.
Yeah. So each of us like has a specialty, and hey, when I don't know something, hold on, I have a physical therapist on the team. Hold on. We have nurse practitioners who do give who do prescribe HRT to our postmenopausal women. Okay, I'm specialized in this thing, right? So we all lean on each other and really can support the person's full health picture better. We want to do that on a big scale where 2 providers who might not even know each other are now able to connect to help this client or patient.
And it's not really cool, just even like with our clients, right? Like I've had clients come to me already working with a functional provider, and they're like, yeah, but I'm missing the nutrition piece, or I'm missing this piece. And there are bad cases, but like I can think of one client who has a doctor that she's worked with her entire time with me, so over 2 years, and every time her doctor suggests a protocol to her and she sends me the protocol and the supplement list, I'm like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And then
we're aligned.
The doctor is like so great about like, hey, here's this, take this to your coach and like, let me know the nutrition piece, or let me know what and we just blend it together so beautifully. And that is like not common. A lot of times we have our clients who are working with us and they go to the doctor, and the doctor is like, you're out of your mind to be eating 1900 calories. You need to drop to 1200 for absolutely no reason, right? For that, they'll say those things.
So we're looking to find the providers who are also aligned in these values of helping heal the whole person at a deep health level. So it'll be an environment of providers that have that value, and an environment of people who actually want to heal and actually want to do the inputs too. If you are somebody who is like, no, honestly, just give me the antibiotic and I'll go on my way, which obviously all of us need antibiotics sometimes, right? Maybe that's a bad example. But if you just want the symptom treated and then you want to be on your way, this maybe isn't the spot for you, right? But for almost all of you guys who are listening to this podcast regularly, it's going to be a really cool new thing in the industry of health. So.
And also, with that said, we will later this year need beta testers. We're going to have a link very soon for people to waitlist as providers and as users. So we'll obviously share more about that as it comes out. But
and if you're a provider listening, there will be some sort of soft launch where you'll have a promotional rate that is probably like an early founders type rate that is going to be good. Going to be lucrative compared to what it's going to be once it expands to the amount that we are projecting that it's going to expand to.
Yeah. And our, it's funny, talking about this, stepping into the tech world as 2 girls who, I spend too much time on my phone. We probably watch a little too much reality TV, but we believe wholeheartedly, like, it's just ironic that we're stepping into the tech world, but we believe in more like connection and grounding and social time, like face to face. And we want people to like go live a good, healthy life and have a good quality of life. So it's ironic stepping into the tech world, but I think that's the direction of life, right? That's just where we're at in this day and age where we have to use tech to our advantage to optimize. And
but we're using it in a way where we're trying to funnel people back to get sunshine, move your body, eat plants, right? Like we're trying to funnel you back to the activities that are actually going to heal you, along with whatever protocols, whatever functional practitioners you need. And this is not just functional practitioners. Like our vision at some point is to have functional providers, trainers, physical therapists.
I don't love the word holistic because the connotation that it gives, I think
like
people use it the wrong way, but holistic as in like whole person, whole health, looking at all angles, aspects, systems. That's like our goal. And we didn't say this, but also these providers are vetted coming onto the app, and there's a standard that they have to meet, right? There's going to be a system in place where if somebody has a bad experience or they're not aligned truly with our mission and whole person health, then
they get a red flag and they're out. They
we could easily just let any provider onto the app, and that's not our intention. We want this to be very aligned at all times, even if that means a slower growth for the product and the service that it's going to be providing. So super cool. And we feel like now that the ball is rolling and we've gotten through a big hurdle that we had to get through with this, that it's time to like put it out into the world for everybody. So you're going to see a lot more of this over these next couple of weeks, even, honestly. And yeah, we're just really excited to put it out into the world. So
yeah, so
like the 100th episode was the time.
Yeah, Brigham, RFK. If you guys are listening out there, the people who like
who's
function health.
Mark Hyman.
All of you guys who are doing this functional stuff, this app is where you're going to want to live, because you're going to be able to connect with the people who want to use your services the most. But we're also hoping to have like endocrinologists and medical doctors and like really the full scope to help people. So very cool stuff. So in the midst, you want to just like go unhinged and talk about life stuff? We made our big, it's called Solvi, by the way. We want the core mission to be like coming back to this vitality that we were all born to have before we bastardized it with screens and overly processed foods and all that stuff. So the word soul for sun,
like sun and light and
and energy and radiance, right? We want to bring people back so that their bodies are thriving the way they're meant to. And then Solvi, obviously, there's a play on words of, hey, we're going to actually help solve your problems.
And then solving,
Oh yeah, and V means so. Anyway, it means a lot
energy,
to us.
light, life, just
it means a lot.
Vitality. We the naming process was not a short process, but it's funny. I remember when that came up, and we were like, "Oh, let's like let that simmer and sit for a second." And again, we like the hurdle we just went through. We really wanted to like reclaim this. Not like literally the name is ours, but we wanted to just like reclaim Solvi and the brand and what it is and like what we want
for our original vision.
The world. Yeah. And obviously you can hear how just Delulu, Jess and I are about this, but it's really exciting and it's going to move really, really quickly now. And we need everyone listening to this and beyond, and your friends and your friends' friends for testing this out. And the growth is going to depend on everyone else and the users, and we'll need that feedback from everybody. So we're going to call on all of you to start and give us that insight. So we would love if you listen to this and message us and let us know your thoughts. If you have any interest, again, we'll have the website with the wait list very soon. That's kind of our next step now that we're at where we're at in the process. But it's funny with our tech team, I think it's so good because we are like vision and all of these things that we want in it. And they're like, hey, hang on a second. Like, this is the time that it takes to do this thing. And it's funny, we had this like little baby MVP that we created and we were like, no, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And it's funny, our phase 2 of the app is like a couple of little bells and whistles, but phase 1 is
it's pretty large. It's a pretty large undertaking versus our initial. This is crazy. So before I started training full time, so 10 years ago now, back in 2016, I put in my notice at my corporate job. I was recruiting project managers for tech development projects, which is really fun because now it's like, this is so cool. We're the product owners and we get to sit on these meetings and watch our baby be built from the ground up. I don't know. It's just wild. All of our prior life experiences kind of coming together in these different ways where it's like, feels like it's where we're supposed to be at this time. And it's supposed to, like, we're supposed to be making this impact. So meanwhile, we're back to our old shit. Like, I am not sleeping. I'm over caffeinating because I've got all these to-dos on my list. So I've got my skin. I don't think we ever talked about it on the podcast, but I have had shingles flare-ups when I am underslept and then exposed to some minor inconveniences. So we have a ton of poison ivy on our property and we've been clearing it slowly but surely. And the same thing happened back around Thanksgiving time where I got a little bit of poison ivy and then boom, shingles outbreak. So I'm dealing with that personally is, getting back to practicing what I preach with getting a nighttime routine again, cutting my BS with my caffeine. Jill is back to her aesthetic procedures and, the fillers and the threads and all the things. So I feel like anytime she talks about that stuff, you guys are like, oh my gosh, we want to hear everything. So I figured we could just unhinge, talk about our life, talk about whatever. And then if we wanted, I guess it depends how much time we have today. But we could also go over like, hey, it's our 100th episode. What are some of our biggest growth moments, biggest wins within Fueled, anything like that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think within Fueled the growth in the last 6 to 12 months has been crazy. And I don't mean growth fully as in like, yes, the size of our team has grown and yes, we have more clients, but the growth of like, I have no chill. And, it's funny. I threw a all team meeting on everyone's calendar in a week. And I was like, all right, I woke up, decided to rip this piece of the business apart and I hate when things are in limbo or in a gray area. So I was like, committed to ripping it apart 4 days ago, and I'm going to have it done by tomorrow. But that I'm like, I got to get it done so that my team is never living in limbo with things or as little as possible. But the growth of the service that we provide now versus day one is so crazy. You guys, I remember in 2015, I would sign a client up. They would PayPal me money, and it was like pennies. I mean, probably under $100 a month. And I would manually handwrite their training programs. And I would do their check-ins via email once a week. Like there was no FaceTime. There was no app. They had to like look up the exercises, or I would link a video of me doing the exercise and they would go follow it and write things down and then upload like pictures to me of their workout journal. Like that's how far back we go to now being this full functional practice, this full team of 11 or 12 people and counting. And it's really cool to see the difference in the service that we provide and how much we've evolved as practitioners too, not to mention like education and all of that.
Also from physique, like so many women still sign up with us because they're like, I see transformations. It feels good, right? But like before it was like, cool. We know that that's the goal. We're going to get you those outcomes. However, we're going to convince you along the way that your health is more important and that's going to keep the results coming, right? And now I feel like we are so health focused that we have women signing up that are like, hey, I know that the physique is a secondary to just becoming healthy. And it's it just feels so aligned with what both of us have always wanted to do in terms of making an impact. And again, the physical often comes as a side effect, and that is part of our process still. But yeah, it just feels, I don't know, it just feels really, really good. And it feels good. Jill is a very good leader in terms of her always encouraging our growth as her employees within Fueled. And there are so many cases that I look back on from before where I was like, man, I wish I could work with that person again because they were doing all of these things right. But I just didn't have the knowledge that I have now where maybe we could have helped them at a deeper level. Right. So it's just really exciting because it feels like we're at a place where we're able to help people so much more. I mean, it's really, really incredible.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's very cool. And I think that, again, Fueled is my baby, right? Like, it really is the thing that I was like, okay, this is like what I was intended to do with my life. It's like my calling. Like I eat, sleep, and breathe this. And I love to work, and I never stop working, and my brain never stops working, even if I'm not physically working, because I'm just like, how do we make it better? How do we continue to help people? How do we help more people? So this evolution, obviously this year is going to be super, super cool. And also full circle for Jess and I, because we joke that we were so chaotic in our late teens, early 20s, that like we were too dangerous for us to be as intertwined as we are at this point in our life. We had to go get our crazy out and then reconvene. So high school, go be crazy, come back, and now we're like semi-grounded humans.
Yeah, if anybody has not listened to prior
days.
episodes, we've known each other. We rode the bus together in middle school. So like we've known each other for a long time, but it was funny because we were both on our early fitness journeys separate. And I knew Jill as like, she's like the if it fits your macros girl who's like, it's okay to have Oreos as long as it fits your macros. And I was on this totally different journey. And it's so cool seeing like we lived like parallel lives separate to each other to now be at this place where we share a lot of the same values as we are growing and evolving together here. It's just very cool. So, okay. So I guess also, if you guys don't follow, does everybody in the world have TikTok except for me? Like I set up a TikTok only because some clients told me that they found out about it from Jill being a famous influencer.
Yeah.
So I only created my TikTok to see what that was all about. And now she sends me like 20 different, I was going to call them reels, TikToks a day. And I never even check my inbox over there. So if you're not following her over there, do that. But this is a big deal. I'm just going to put it out there. Kobe's wife started following Jill this week. Is this inappropriate to put on the podcast?
No. Oh my gosh.
I was like, look, Mom, we made it.
I refreshed every 5 minutes to make sure she didn't like accidentally bump the follow button.
She only follows like 500 people on Instagram and she follows Jill. And I was like, oh my God. And we've had like a couple housewives follow Jill in the past, like a couple, but I was like,
don't say past tense. They still follow me. I check all the time.
I mean, like it was exciting when it happened, but like this one is like, this is so much cooler to me.
Yeah. No, I think it's,
the impact is going to be huge. The impact is going to be huge.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, anyone, if anybody with connections is listening and you guys can get us connected with people who actually influence some of the health policies, please make the introduction.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone, if you know anyone, anywhere, anytime with any desire for what we've described, and again, we'll share more, please let us know, because we really just want to help as many people as possible. And we are delusional enough. I say this all the time that I genuinely think we can single-handedly like improve the healthcare system and the way that insurance works. And I actually believe that this product is going to do that. So, and bringing it back to the woo-woo to close this out. Oh my gosh, what was my, I forget what it's called with chat that I looked up, my soul contract. This is really fun, you guys. If you want the soul contract prompt, you can message me and I'll send it to you. I shared this on my story one time, but I put this prompt that I found in the depths of TikTok late one night, naturally, and where I do my best work. And my soul contract it's actually comical. I should share it again now that we're where we're at. But it basically said like, okay, all of the years leading up to 2026 specifically were like hard learning years, like gritty, push through. You had some tough lessons that you had to learn on the front end. 2026 is like literally described as like integration of like everything is coming together. And 2027 is like, it's your time to shine, baby.
It literally said like when Jill turns 35, the next 30 years are meant for her to just share all the things that she's worked so hard. It was kind of wild to read.
It literally said by like 2033, like mission accomplished. I'm consulting. I'm spreading the word.
But we've like changed so many lives. It was wild. It was
2033. This is my time capsule for 2033 that I'm going to come back to and tell everyone.
You got to say it out loud so that you can be like, this is real.
I told you guys I was going to change the world back in 2026. So
yeah, if you're interested in getting involved in our launch phase of Solvi, if not, please just share our stuff. We did start a little Instagram page on there. There's not a whole lot there yet until we have a wait list ready to go with a landing page. But please continue to support us and share with your friends if you can. Maybe we'll I think we got to go, but we'll do another unhinged follow-up at some point about peptides, regrets, lessons, all that stuff.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
favorite case studies and stuff. But we're going to get back to our lab series first, and then maybe after the lab series, we'll give you guys a nice little unhinged. Yeah.
So if there's anything you want us to cover in the unhinged, truly nothing off limits, let us know. Everyone, it's funny, back in the beginning of the episode, we did them more frequently, and then we didn't do them for a little bit. And I was getting messages of like, hey, how come you guys haven't done any unhinged episodes? And I was like, oh my God.
Like, I don't know. We're trying to be professional.
I didn't know anyone actually listened to those, but good to know.
When we have no notes and we just brain dump.
Yeah, we just touched it for 30 minutes. But
yeah.
Hope that was good, entertaining, as exciting for you guys as it is for us. But we would love your thoughts, your connections, your interests, anything along those lines for Solvi. It is out in the world now, and it's so beautiful and exciting. So thanks for listening to the 100th episode of Reality Check, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.